in here is Cindy's
No.
breakdown of the work that she did. I mean,
Cindy
it is in
essentially
there.
blew smoke up our ass and then told her to beg the company, which she could easily have done without getting anybody. Here's the question, George.
I
George,
understand that.
here's the question.
Please don't yell at me.
Was there? I'm not yelling yet. You'll know when I'm yelling.
I moved my office and I joined a group where I was able to get a lot more referrals. I turned my third floor into an Airbnb and did everything I could to secure more income to stabilize my position as a property owner and to get up to.
Sure. And you're solvent.
I am right now, but I'm not being treated as such.
Yeah, and you're not even trying to sue them. You just want them to rescind this foreclosure.
That's right.
And then there was something else online you told me earlier. You and your boyfriend both saw it that
Yes.
indicated that the payment should be made on or before the 30th of September.
I went to my account online with Nationstar, which is how, ever since they took over my mortgage, that's how I've been managing my account, making my payments online. So I went online and it said it was due by September 30th.
Poor people gonna rise up and take what's theirs. Yes, finally the tables are starting to turn. Talking about a revolution, oh no. Talking about a revolution, oh.
Mr. King, or your version?
Poor people gonna rise up and take what's theirs.
Are you out of the home now?
No. I sent a notice to the sheriff that his oath is that to protect and serve me.
And I'm like, how does that reopen the whole case? He just wanted clarification. So she's still doing this tightrope dance again every day. She has no security. She's raised a family. She's done all these things. She's in the twilight of her years. And here she is, strung out in this court system. It's not cool. And as a former state attorney, I find it repugnant that there is a standing order for them to produce an original of the note and mortgage 3 years back. And they still haven't done that.
No, I find it repugnant as well, and that's why we're working on this with the Redress Committee, and we'll be taking the appropriate action, and if that calls for impeachment, then that's something we'll have to look at too.
Indeed. We're here with KingCast and Mortgage Movies, and in honor of Black History Month of 2016, and in the spirit of Frederick Douglass, I've won Frederick Douglass Awards, by the way, for my advocacy, but let's get back to that later, or not. I'm going to take you on a journey, the likes of which you've never seen before. Ms. Brunzos bought her home in 2001. She made 319 timely payments until she, as a mental health provider, suffered a setback because of the financial crisis that was occasioned by the corrupt banks in the first place. The same banks that I used to work for when I was a title insurance producer, escrow attorney 10, 15 years ago. Okay, so she applied for HAMP. She put all of her documents in, and they lied and said that she had not. So then subsequently she received a streamline modification. She was confused by this, but the one thing that's clear is that Nationstar told her she had to make a first payment on or before September 30th, 2015. So unfortunately, fortunately she did make that payment on the 30th, but before she could make it, they had come out, and I believe it was I want to say it was Fannie Mae, sold her house. They foreclosed on her on the 16th of September, 2015. So they violated their own promise. They violated, the terms of a contract. So we had the situation there. So I then took her to George Babcock, who was a Facebook friend of mine, and he did nothing. So I made him give back all of the retainer, $2,000. There's video about that. Take a look.
All right, listen, I got...
Just hang on a second.
I got Chris all over me. I mean, I spent 4 hours on the file.
Just hang on, please.
He went downstairs. Kid at reception is getting
Okay,
him.
I need you as part of this conversation because
okay.
he just
Anyway,
went through the
here's breakdown.
expenses.
I mean, I just hand wrote it. I didn't have time to type it up. I apologize. I'm not going to fight with you over it. I don't want to be the subject of a punch me in the eye, black eye video. But this is time that was spent, and like I said, I'm going to get rid of all that. I think $1,000 is fair. If you don't, then I would be willing to take $500 and call it quits. If you think that's fair.
I thought you weren't supposed to charge for the initial consultation.
Well, that was only, I took that out. That's like I said, I'm taking out whatever you want me to take out. I'm only, looking for the time that I paid Cindy, which I did pay Cindy for the work that she did.
Which Cindy did nothing but tell me to call
Well,
Fannie Mae.
I have, I have sent in here is Cindy's
No.
breakdown of the work that she did. I mean,
Cindy
is
essentially blew smoke up our ass and then told her to beg the company, which she could easily have done without getting anybody. Here's the question, George. George, here's the question.
Please don't yell at me.
Was there? I'm not yelling yet. You'll know when I'm yelling.
Okay. During all this, former state senator Beth Moura wrote me on Facebook about Babcock and then engaged me in a manner that was calculated to bring me to the Home Preservation Network, I think it is, that she runs, and Mindy Montecalvo, who was an attorney. They all worked for Babcock, okay? And they have a less than stellar representation or less than stellar reputation online, but I set that aside because, hey, a former senator is reaching out to me, okay? So I make sure that pursuant to many, many emails from Ms. Moura, denoting how important it was for Ms. Brunzos to move quickly, I make sure that she gets the $3,000 retainer on or about December 16th or December 12th of 2015. But we don't know what Attorney Montecalvo ever did at that time because about a whole month later, she gets an email, all right, the homeowner gets an email from Attorney, what's her name, McDonald, Sally McDonald, okay, from Pannone Lopes. And she says, well, wait a minute, why am I getting this email? Hasn't my lawyer put in a notice of appearance or a letter of representation? I mean, after all, the case was removed. She had filed, Ms. Brunzos had filed a breach of contract claim in the local court, and that was removed to federal court on or about the 30th of December. So, she and I have been asking, respectively, for quite some time, hey, where's the letter of rep? What's going on? So eventually things got nasty. Well, you're damn right they got nasty because we didn't get a response. And, there's hard-earned money going out here. So, gosh, what happens next is that things fall apart, and eventually Ms. Moura begins to threaten us. It's just insane. So all along, this homeowner has done nothing wrong, but couldn't get any representation. So finally, she asked for her correspondence files to figure out if there was an ethical violation in terms of this attorney reaching out directly to her or not. Because you understand, if her attorney, Mindy Montecalvo, had notified the other attorney from Pannone Lopes of her presence, then that attorney shouldn't be contacting Martha, Ms. Brunzos, okay? But on the other hand, if she had not contacted her, then the question remains, why haven't you? So Mindy Montecalvo, in response, provided only paper documents, nothing that would give us metadata from the other documents that would indicate, from electronic files that would indicate when she acted on this case, all right? Why is that? So you have some very troubling issues here, but the main thing right now is, what does Nationstar have to say for itself? They lied, and they repeatedly lied. Not just once, they repeatedly lied. And so what does that say about the integrity of this system when you have a woman like Ms. Brunzos who's done nothing wrong, who cannot find a good lawyer or diligent lawyer, and who can't get honesty from a servicer? It's morally repugnant. And that is why I'm here, to follow through and make sure that she gets justice. And so that's why she filed her motion for summary judgment, because there are no disputable facts in this case. They lied. And I gave their attorneys plenty of credit. At the outset, I wrote an email to all of them saying, hey, please, let's just rewind this. I said that back in the day when Harmon Law was involved, and I said it to the attorneys at Pannone Lopes as well. And you can see it right there on your screen. But yet and still, it took several different emails from Ms. Brunzos to Attorney McDonald before McDonald responded. It took a week. Okay, why the delay? You wouldn't do that to one of your esteemed colleagues, would you, Ms. McDonald, Attorney McDonald? No, you wouldn't. So you won't do it to her either. And I'm going to make sure of that. So, as I've said all along, this case should settle. It should be done. And we should move along. I'll be watching. Former Senator Moura actually threatened to call the Rhode Island police on us, on Ms. Brunzos and me, after she's the one who came to me in the first place to make sure I paid the $3,000, or to make sure that Ms. Brunzos paid the $3,000 retainer to her friend Mindy Montecalvo. Now, I don't know exactly what their business relationship is, but God damn it, don't you ever do that. And you can see right there, Martha had my back. She said, you will not threaten to call the police on us. So then she comes back and says, oh, we'll consider this a cease and desist. I don't want to hear from you anymore. You know what, Beth? Fuck you. You will hear from us until we're done with this, god damn it. Now that's that. Now Frederick Douglass couldn't say that in his day, but I'm telling you right now, don't you ever threaten my black ass again.